I got something on my tongue. Actually, I've got some place to put my tongue. Did you know that if you put your tongue in the right place, you increase the amount of energy that you have for your Tai Chi? Well, in today's lesson, I'm going to talk to you about where the tongue goes when you're practicing. And if you've ever wondered about that, stick around because I'm going to cover that in today's lesson. Good, beautiful Monday morning, everybody. It's David-Dorian Ross from david-dorianross.com and taijifit.net, and welcome to another episode of Learning Tai Chi at Home. Today is day number 63 of 100 Days of Tai Chi. This is a video series in which I'm teaching you the traditional Yang-style long form of 103 movements. It's a very elegant and old-school way of learning and practicing Tai Chi. If this is your first time to this channel and you're a beginner who wants to learn Tai Chi at home, and the reason why you want to learn Tai Chi at home is because you're looking for better health, or you want to live longer and feel younger, you want to find inner peace and harmony and happiness, or you just want to defend yourself against attackers, you have come to the right channel. But also, if you're a more advanced student and what you're really looking for are just tips and insights to add to your lessons that you're already learning from a teacher, then you've come to the right channel as well, because we've got tons of videos and a lot more lessons every single day. Now, in today's lesson, we've got a new challenge, a new movement called the snake creeps down. Also traditionally is called get down. So we're going to get down with this movement today, and I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to get into this low stance, and we're all going to do that right now. So let's just jump right into the lesson. Today's viewer question of the day comes from Colin, who asked about where to put the tongue in the mouth. Colin has been doing some research, good for you, Colin, about Qigong and Tai Chi practitioners who talk about placing the tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. And so I thought this is a great question, and it's one of the little bit more advanced aspects of Tai Chi that I'd love to share with you. So when you do your Tai Chi or your Qigong or your meditation practice, according to Tai Chi theory, the tip of the tongue should be lightly touching against the upper palate, just behind the teeth there. And then you maintain that light touch to the entire practice of your Tai Chi. So literally when I start out opening the door here, the tip of my tongue is now touching the roof of my mouth and then stays there, breathing around the tongue, but the tip of the tongue stays there, and I want to tell you why. So according to Chinese medical theory, according to Qigong and Tai Chi theory, the Qi is circulating around the body, up and down the legs and arms, the top of the head, etc., but mostly up and down the spine. And the spine has actually sort of two parallel channels, one that goes down the front and one that goes up the back. The front channel is called the functional channel, and it starts here at the lower palate, just at the bottom lip, and travels down the front of the body all the way to the perineum. And then the second channel, which is called the governor channel, starts at the perineum and comes up the back over the top of the head down to the upper palate, which leaves a space, a gap right there. Now, by the way, no worries. Even with the tongue at the tip of your tongue at the roof of the mouth, you still got Qi circulation, so you're not in any danger. But when you put the tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth, you connect those two channels in a very powerful way, and now you circulate the Qi even more dynamically, and you get a lot more cultivation of the Qi out of your Tai Chi practice. So, if you've ever wondered, or if you haven't wondered, but now you will, what to do with your tongue while you're doing your Tai Chi, it should be touching the roof of the mouth and just lightly there. Now, here's a more advanced piece of this principle here, is that as the tip of the tongue moves back along the palate towards the opening in the back of your throat, you actually increase the temperature, the heat, if you will, of your Qi circulation. Now, don't need to force this. Don't need to try to shove the tongue back to the back of your mouth. What will happen is that as your Tai Chi practice refines, improves, intensifies, it will sort of naturally slide all the way back there all by itself. You don't have to do anything with it. But if you ever practice Tai Chi and find yourself getting really, really hot, check your tongue. I'll bet it's touching the back of your throat. Anyway, Colin, thanks for that question. It was an awesome one. If you have a question about Qigong practice or some of the nuances of your meditation, please, I'd love to know about it. Go ahead and write that down into the comment section. See, I keep doing this. I'm touching the comment section. So you know where to write it, right in the comment section down below there. Now here's my question of the day for you, since we're on the subject of Qi and energy circulation. The place where a lot of people experience Qi flow is visiting an acupuncturist. And so I'm curious if you've ever had acupuncture in your own life. If you have, I'd love to know about it. Maybe share a little bit of experience. Did you like it? Did it help? Did it improve anything? Or was it just like, I don't want to be a pincushion and I'll never do that again? Write your experiences down in the comments section below, and I'd love to chat with you about that. Now, today's movement is called the snake creeps down, or the snake creeps through the grass. Sometimes it's translated at, or literally just get low, the low posture. It's also sometimes called squatting single whip, because it looks exactly like single whip, but in a lower stature. Watch me one time, and then I'm going to break it down. So let's say we start from the beginning of single whip. Many people who have watched Tai Chi are impressed by the terrific low stances that many advanced practitioners or Tai Chi masters get into. But I want to start out today's lesson by reminding you that you do not need to go down to any particular depth, because as I've said before in another lesson, there are 3 levels of Tai Chi. There's the high level, like high pat on horse. There's the middle level, like brush knee. And now we're introducing the low level. But low level just means lower than the middle level. Remember to do your Tai Chi and to expect yourself to do your Tai Chi with the body that you brought with you today. So if you don't feel like your body can handle these low stances, don't worry about it. That's not important. We start off with the same bow step that we've always been using in single whip, and then we squat down from this position without having to lengthen the foot, except for one small cheat. Now from this foot position here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty out this front foot, but not 100%, and sit on the back foot. As I do that, notice that I'm taking my rear foot, which in this case is my right foot, and turning it out 45 degrees in the back direction. So in the bow step, it's 45 degrees in the forward direction. Now I'm turning it out 45 degrees in the back direction. With my weight now on the back foot, I simply sit down lower, according to your own body, and then turn the hips so that you're looking down over the direction of your front foot. From here, the body moves forward to the front foot again, and the back foot returns to the 45-degree angle pointing forward. And that is essentially the entire footwork for this movement. You're in a bow step to start with, you're in a bow step to finish, right? One more time, let's take a look at this. It is a normal size bow step from single whip. I turn the back foot out as I shift the weight to the back foot and sit down low. I look in the direction of my forward foot and shift forward, bringing the back foot back to my 45-degree angle. Now let's take a look at the hands. The hands started out in the single whip posture, and the back hand here, my right hand, is in a hook. The right hand will never move. It's going to stay in this hook through 95% of this movement, with one little twist at the very end, which I'll show you in a moment. Right? The front hand, the striking hand, will come across the body. Sometimes we talk about it coming over the top, but that's sort of an oversimplification of this movement. It actually comes across the body. And then as you sink down, the hand also presses down. It's going to essentially block in front of the chest. Then turn. Now when we talk about this being the snake creeps down, this is like the head of the snake, and it turns to point its nose in the direction of its travel and pushes through. You can see this right down here, groin level, if you will, pushing through, and then rising upward a little bit, right? So that you wind up with your curved ward-off arm in the front. So from the palm strike here at the end of single whip, across the body, down, turn the head, through and up. Now that through and up, if you'll notice, corresponds to the turning of the foot in back there. And one more thing, this shoulder will rotate so that your so that you fall over, so that your hook hand now spirals, fingertips pointing up, right? So it's come from here, rotates here, and that happens at the very end while the foot's turning and while the hand is snaking up, as it were. So here once again, here's the hands. Across, down, change the head, and through, and finish. Beautiful. Now while I'm in this position, let me just tie it all together with the movement of the waist here. The central torso here, waist and waist-hip complex, starts out in single whip, which, if you recall, the waist and hips are open to 45 degrees. They're not squared off over the front foot. They're open. As I sit back, they open even farther, right? Now they've come from the 45 to the center line, down. Now the waist turns back and shifts through, and at the very end, actually squares off entirely. So now you are finishing in the snake final position with the hips squared. One more time, let's take a look at it, and then I'm going to flip the camera and do it mirror image. And when I do it mirror image, you should be following me. And that's our movement today. The snake creeps down, get low, squatting single whip. All right, well, once again, we've come to the end of another wonderful, beautiful, by the way, I'm here at the Central Park in Huntington Beach, which is adjacent to the Central Park Library. It's a beautiful spot. There's ducks and geese and people wandering all around here early in the morning. It's a wonderful spot. I hope that you have a great spot. As I said yesterday in yesterday's video, either someplace out of doors that you can come to practice, or someplace inside in the recesses of your mind and imagination for you to do Tai Chi, so that even in your living room, you can be imagining nature while you're practicing. If this is your first time on this channel and you've enjoyed the lesson, I'm very, very glad. Maybe you could go down there and hit that thumbs up like button. By the way, you could hit the thumbs down don't like button if you watch this video and say, this is just not helping me in any way, you know, because that helps me make the next one better. So I appreciate that. But hopefully what has happened is that you visited this channel and you're thinking to yourself now, yes, I could learn Tai Chi at home, particularly if it's with this guy, David-Dorian, because he makes it easy. And then all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, because there's a lot more lessons where this one came from. In tomorrow's lesson, we've come from down low, and now we're going to go up. So you don't want to miss that lesson. In the meantime, I hope that you are well, I hope that you are being wise, and I know that you are wonderful. See you tomorrow.